Every artist has their medium. For musicians, it's their voice or an instrument. Photographers have cameras, painters have brushes, and sculptors have marble. But for a cowboy, their medium is their horse. This horse is what we call, how do I put this delicately, a shitter. There's nothing good on his papers. He's lanky, he's a little awkward. He's kind of like me, really, actually. Maybe that's why I like him. But he's actually turning into something, you know? He was bred for color and a pretty head, but he's not bred to be a real cow horse or anything. But I've just learned to really love him. You know, you don't got to go out and spend, I don't know. You don't got to go spend $10,000 for a baby to make it worth it. He was $4,500 as a 3-year-old, which right now is pretty cheap. He's registered, but I mean, nothing cow horse really on him. Just a little Hancock and not much else. The thing I like about him is he's just got a lot of try. He's like kind of, I mean, 3-year-olds are like teenagers and he's like a pretty awkward teenager, but I can feel some greatness in him. When Michelangelo used to sculpt, I can't remember where I read this, maybe it's an old wives' tale, but I read that when Michelangelo used to sculpt, he believed that what he was sculpting was already in there, he just had to pull it out. And I kind of think that's how these horses are. I feel like we've gotten away a little bit from our roots in the horse world. You know, the original cowboy, the OG goat, just took some half-bred piece of junk and then turned it into something over lots of miles by trailing cows. Something that was a useful tool and that, you know, became something cool. And now, you know, I'm not saying the bloodlines aren't cool. Like I had a daughter as smooth as a cat out of a Freckles Murata mare that D. Craig showed in the snaffle bit fraternity. And she was such a talented horse. She really was just awesome. The problem was, for ranch work, man, I'm struggling here, Dunny. The problem is for ranch work, she just didn't hold up. Like she couldn't hold up every day, and I ended up selling her to a lady in Montana that showed a lot, but that was just kind of a lesson to me. As good as she was, number one, she's probably too fancy for me, and number two, I can kind of make stuff that I like by not having to pay that much. So, but I will tell you this, after riding her, D. Craig's a damn good hand. That guy knows how to get something broke. She could do anything. This horse is far from perfect. I've been in a couple runaways with him. He hasn't been very soft, but he's getting pretty soft. And I would not call him broke yet. He's probably got like 70 rides on him. I think I'm at 60 or 70 rides or so. So he's not broke, but he'll get there.
Check out this cement pad I made right here.
Yeah.
By going in circles.
Hey, you maybe get this.
Yep.
That's the prettiest he's been. Special thanks to the McKees for finding a slot for us early morning. Come and work a little. It's cold out there today. It's below 10 degrees, and that's why I got my good old buffalo / sheepskin. There we go. I think of the arena as the gym for horses. They gotta be able to go out and do a job. But I love arenas for training grounds, for getting them just like to feel pretty broke. And then, I mean, they do gotta have those miles too, but I like the arena. Yeah, he's wanting to lope. This horse loves to run. But his problem is he uses that to get out of everything. So the only way to get a horse like this, because again, he likes to run so much, the only way to get him to slow down is to let him figure it out. So I just gotta stay on him and let him work it out that, hey, I can go slower, I can pace myself, I don't have to be 7,500 RPMs. And I like that try. So every horse mellows out as you start to break them or train them. So if you have one that starts out and it's really mellow, sometimes they kind of lose that gas and you just got to pedal them the rest of their lives. But a horse that likes to work like this, as he gets older, he's gonna keep a lot of that try. You know, I always grew up on ranch horses, and I went and worked with a cutting horse trainer for a summer, and all I got to do was ride an arena, and I hated it at first because I liked being in the outdoors, but being in an arena of just making circles forces you to focus on every little thing that you do and everything your horse does. I think that's how you get them pretty broke. They got to be able to collect like this. And they got to be able to go on loose rein. You don't want to hold them all the time. I love how hard this horse tries. People and horses aren't that different. Some people are born with all the talent in the world and no try. I'd rather take a horse born with no talent and a lot of try. And again, maybe that's because that's how I am. I wasn't born with a whole lot of talent. Oh, dude, he's feeling good this morning. Still working that stop. He's not perfect, but every once in a while he'll really line up and really just stick it.
Gone are the days of being able to buy a colt for a few $100s, ranch on it during the week, and take it to a cutting on the weekend. And that's okay. Time brings change. But that doesn't mean you've got to spend $10,000 to get a good colt that'll make a good ranch horse.
This dun horse isn't finished yet. He's got 60 or 70 rides. But in trying to make something out of him, he'll teach me a few things. Really appreciate all the support that we've had on the channel over the last little while. Thanks for watching. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, that'll help our videos keep tracking well so we can continue to tell the stories of these horses and ranchers. Happy riding. Adios.